Welcome to the Raynin Threes podcast with Alan Ray and Mike O'Connell.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the latest edition of Raynin Threes. I am your host, Mike O'Connell, here with our guy, Villanova basketball legend, A-Ray. Alan, what's up? What's up, my man?
What's up, OC? Good to be back. Had a good holiday. Had a kind of busy weekend, running around, doing some recruiting. I was at Under Armour Session 3 here in Atlanta, and family was in town, so it's been a lot of running around and things like that, but everything's back to normal now, so feeling good, ready to get into it today. Got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Can't wait to talk about my guy, Steve.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. No, it's been a great start to the month of July for Villanova basketball, and everyone paying attention to the summer league is having some fun. The NBA signings with Dante joining the Knicks. Oh man, we got a lot to get to. But yeah, hey Ray, glad to hear you were playing a little host for the family last week.
Oh,
glad it went well.
I was actually like yesterday. I was playing with my son. We was working out. It's like sometimes I play not every single workout, but I was, and his friend Curtis was playing there as well too. So when I tell you my body hurt right now, like my whole right side, my ankle swollen,
Yes, sir.
my glutes hurt, my lower back, yeah.
We're grinding, man. And I also saw you were hanging out at Top Golf a little bit. Is that true?
Yep, with Nappy Gilmore. We was laughing at him all day. That's my friend. That's my friend Buddha. He his golf swing ain't the best, but
Hey.
we definitely work on it. But we had a lot of fun. The whole fam was there. It was good.
That's the best, man. It's nothing but good friendly family fun there, and everybody's golf swing could use a little bit of work on it, right? That's
Yeah. You don't want to see mine.
Hey, maybe one day we'll get out there and hit the lakes, man. That'll be fun. So, but yeah, no, it's been great in terms of just the news circulating, a lot of positive vibes, and of course, we do have to address what happened, what came out. Basically, what you were saying all along, A-Ray. Don't believe the noise, right? Don't believe this false narrative that was being pushed by Ryan Russillo on the Bill Simmons pod. Everybody was jumping on the bandwagon saying, "Oh my goodness, do you believe Coach Neptune was talking crap about his own guy? Like, that's so ridiculous. He should be fired for that. How can any recruit want to go play for this man after that?" And you said, "Hey, everybody relax, follow the tea leaves, make sure you know who your sources are." And what ended up happening, Ray, he took back all of his comments he said about Neptune talking crap about Whitmore, and that being the reason why he slid so far down in the draft. And hey, Ray, like you said, man, just don't fall for it, right?
Yeah, you can't fall for that bait. And those are some real damaging words too that they use that could that really could have affected the program. So, I mean, I just know nothing like that would ever come out. And if it was anything negative, like I said before, it's probably just maybe something like the team is asking about Cam, and he probably, I don't know what Neptune said. I don't know what was asked, but you can't speculate. I'm just going to say that it was just a scout report on him, and maybe something came up, but I don't think it was anything like damaging negative about Cam. And I think maybe somebody might have seen it, or it came out and they used that and tried to twist it around, because that whole narrative was just straight what Kyle Neptune said about Cam, and like nothing else was discussed, just about that. So I'm glad that a couple of days later it all came out that it was because of like medical reasons that he slipped, and it really wasn't. It had nothing to do with Kyle Neptune or anything that he said about Cam Whitmore. So, truth always gonna come to light. That's why I say just don't fall for the bait and just stay positive. Negativity is always gonna be louder. When you do something positive, you barely hear about it, but When it's negative, you always hear about
Oh, man. Beautifully said, A-Ray. Could not agree with you more, because that is the reality of the world we live in, unfortunately. People love harboring on the hatred, the negativity, and just the negative vibes, the bad vibes that are being brought about at any sort of level of life, and especially in something that involves as much money and, stakes as the NBA draft. People are always going to look for an angle, right? Look for a slant to get something to get everybody riled up about. And this, unfortunately, was the way that these guys, including Russillo on the pod, and everyone kind of jumped on that bandwagon of the narrative. And it was unfortunate to see, but I'm really happy that he was able to come out and say, hey, I'm going to walk back what I said, and just kind of take back. And I really think he should really have issued a formal apology. It was a little bit lackluster in that regard, but that is the world we live in today. Like I said, A-Ray, and everyone's looking for an angle. Everyone's looking for some likes, clicks, and people to I guess believe what they have to say. So it's unfortunate what happened, but hey, I don't think it's bothering Cam whatsoever. I mean, we mentioned last episode that he was gonna come out and add this fuel to this fire and take those names of all the teams that passed on him a couple, multiple times, and look how he's been playing the summer league, man. It's been impressive to say, nonetheless. And just even tonight, right before we started recording, going live, A-Ray, he dropped 16 points and had one hell of a posterizing dunk.
Yeah, like you said, man, he got that fire right now. I really believe, like what you said, that he is out there trying to prove everybody wrong, every single team that passed up on him. He knows didn't have a great year at Villanova. He got a lot to prove.
Mm-hmm.
We watched him do it at USA when he just went crazy in the summertime before he came to Villanova, and he's doing the same thing now in summer league. So I'm really happy for him, honestly. I know a lot's been said about him. He's always in the press about something. So it's just good to see him like just finally getting out there and being able to play, injury-free, just playing.
Yeah, and that seems like that's his comfort zone, right? It's like not dealing with the media, not dealing with interviews and scouting reports and workouts, things like that. He wants to go play ball, and that's who he is, and that's what he's been. And it's been fun to watch him really put on a show and prove some of the naysayers wrong. So props to him. We're all rooting for him, that's for sure. And we wish him the best of luck and hope him. I honestly don't see any way that he doesn't have a very good career in the NBA. So props.
Yeah, I mean, he's just like, he has the game for it. He can get his shot has gotten so much better. He can shoot it now from three, and it's like every time he shoot it, like that joint going all net all the time. He's super athletic, and he has already a strong NBA frame.
Mm-hmm.
So, in my opinion, all he needs to do is work on his playmaking a little bit more, work on his handle a little bit. Not a handle to run a team, just a handle nobody steal the ball from you, and you be able to get your shot off, get to the basket, draw fouls, and make plays. That's it. I think he'll be in there for a long time.
100%. And that's definitely what a lot of Villanova fans complained about his game last year, was that ball handling. Sometimes he looked a little out of control.
Yeah,
and had his pocket picked a few too many times, but it's something that he could polish and he could work on. And I definitely don't doubt his work ethic and what he's gonna wind up bringing to the table for the Rockets. So
yeah.
And it's been, like I mentioned before, summer league. He's averaging around 17 points a game, 6 rebounds a game on the ninth. It seemed like everybody came out to play for Villanova in the summer league on July the 9th, A-Ray, because Whitmore, he had 21 points, knocked down 3 trays. Colin Gillespie, our guy, had 16 points and hit 5 threes from long range. How about that? I mean, that's just great to see. And
Yeah, it is.
And Jermaine Samuels, also on the 9th, he had 8 points, 3 boards, 3 assists, a steal, and a block. So doing it all. Almost a 2022 tournament run type of performance for Jermaine right there. Just doing a little bit of everything to get the W. And Caleb Daniels got a touch back on July 3rd, played 11 minutes and scored 5 points. So it's good to see him at least getting a little bit of a chance. He hasn't played last few games for the Heat, but we'll continue to monitor that. And I'm just happy to see him out there because I think he'll be able to go play at least somewhere, right? Not the NBA.
Oh, for sure. Caleb is definitely talented enough to play in Europe if he can't land a job in the NBA for sure. I'm with you on that one. Good to see CG out there playing after the injury and him out there shooting threes, being himself. It's just great. It's just great to see. Like it's just something about his personality, that just brings joy. Like you could feel his personality through like the TV, or like you see them videos that the Nuggets post sometimes, and he's like he's really good with the media and stuff like that as well. So it's good to see CG back on the court doing this thing.
Oh yeah, no, it's been so much fun, even just like listening, not just watching him play, but listening to him talk to the media about, almost like what inspired him and to get back all the way from where he was. And obviously that's not his first major injury that he's dealt with in his career.
So you know how to push through.
Exactly.
You know how to push through.
And back in 2021, I remember when he went down with his knee injury against Creighton, and everyone kind of thought the season was lost. And we ended up getting the Sweet 16, which was fun, lose the eventual champs in Baylor. But the next year, him coming back with a vengeance was just unbelievable, leading the team to the Final Four in his final career run there. So it was always fun to watch Colin. It seemed like he'd been there for so long, and now seeing him kind of take the next step and really have an impact on the court for Denver after winning a championship as well. So it's good vibes for Colin right now, and I just know that's going to continue for him.
Where is Brandon Slater?
I know, man. I know. We tweeted this out not too long ago, and I was like, where is this man? See, somebody's got to give him a contract.
Or just like, I don't know, get him. Is he hiding somewhere? Where is he?
He just tweeted out, actually, he wanted to play Mikal Bridges one-on-one first game of 20. Yeah, I just saw he tweeted that out.
I don't want no parts of that from either one of them.
They got to plank those dudes, man. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be too tired. Like playing my son yesterday, he's 16 years old. I was tired as hell.
He's got a motor, man, especially at 16. Those guys, they can't stop at that age. They just fly around.
Yeah, so I don't want no parts of Slater or Bridges. I'm good.
Oh my goodness. And hey Ray, how about it, man? I mean, to continue to talk about Bridges and all the things that we saw on Twitter about him possibly joining the Knicks, but how about it, man? We finally got it. We talked about it. Knicks and Nova, baby. It's a fact. It's here to stay.
I don't know how I feel about Knicks and Nova. I like Villanova Knicks.
Okay. I was gonna ask you how you felt anyway. So I'm glad you're voicing your opinion here, because
where'd that come from? Knicks and Nova.
That's the back of the New York Post. They had that right after Dante. So that was like he signed Saturday.
Yeah.
And that the post the next day was that on the back, the sports page.
I just don't like how it's Knicks first. You know what I'm saying? I wanted Nova Knicks or like Villanova Knicks. That sound way better. Knicks.
Well, have you seen the logos that they put together of like, molding the two Knicks and Villanova V's together?
Yeah, they've been pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie, they've been pretty good. I do like those.
I'm definitely a fan of those for sure. So
I think it was Chuck. Maybe was it Chuck Everson that?
Yeah, that's right.
It went out. I retweeted. Yeah, I like that one. That was the first one that I saw. Like the old kind of old school New York.
Yes.
Logo with the Villanova B in there. Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. No, Nick, if you want to pull that up for our viewers, but it was awesome. Chuck was in the lab, and everyone's like, "Oh, we need this on a T-shirt. We need this on a hat."
Yeah.
And just another reminder, we do have the merch for Raynin Threes in motion. So we're gonna definitely get that out for you guys soon. It's gonna be some pretty cool stuff. I was just telling telling Nick and Alan about it, and they were fired up as well. So
OC's the motion guy.
got to make it happen, man. Come on.
The motion guy.
So, hey Ray, 4 years, $50 million for Dante. The last time they were teammates was in the 2016-2017 season. It was kind of that middle season between the two championships of 16 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
I was a freshman at Villanova at the time. A lot of great memories from that team. I would say the most significant memory for me that year was being at Wells Fargo when Dante had the game-winning tip-in, a buzzer-beater tip-in to beat 12th ranked Virginia. And that was just an electric game. We were ranked number 1 in the country at the time. Wells Fargo was absolutely packed.
Mm-hmm. Should be.
It was unbelievable. Jenkins and Hart hit like 3 consecutive threes when we were down double digits to bring us right back into it in the final few minutes. Oh my God, the place was absolutely rocking. And I was actually hanging out with some of my dad's buddies that he graduated Villanova with, so I was hanging out with them. And it was a ton of fun, a raucous atmosphere, and I remember that one well. But the keys, the unfortunate, I guess, keys that we didn't have that year, Ray, Amari Spellman was supposed to be eligible. He was ruled ineligible because he transferred high school so many times.
For real? That's what it was?
For real, that's what it was. And it was like so late into the year, like that the NCAA ruled that he wasn't going to play. So we all thought he was good to go, right?
Uh-oh. High school transfer portal coming.
Yeah. You know it, man. It's always something. And he obviously, as we all know, after his redshirt year, he balled out in 2018 and was a massive part of that championship run. But then our guy Phil Booth, Ray, he played 3 games before he succumbed to his knee injury and was out for the rest of the year. So he didn't come back to play until 18 as well. So those 2 guys, man, imagine if we had both of them.
Yeah, definitely.
In 17. So it was a brutal end to a great year, losing to Wisconsin, who was a ranked team, believe it or not. They were ranked, I think, 24th or 25th in the country when we, as an 8 seed, Ray. I mean, that is some baloney right there. Like, come on.
I like Phil Booth. I like his game a lot. I think he's one of those guys where he just can do anything, bring anything to the table, what you need, rebounding, defense, scoring. And I like his demeanor on the court too. You know, I've seen him play a few times, and it's like nothing bothers him, you know, whether they're losing by a lot or winning by a lot. You know, you see the same motor. And Josh Hart was like that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I like those guys. I do like Phil Booth.
Yeah.
I wish I could have got to see them play more though, because I was overseas at the time playing. So we didn't really get those games, and technology is not like how it is now.
Right. The streaming services.
Yeah.
Right.
There was none of that. So I couldn't really watch these guys play.
It's next level now. I mean,
yeah. Unless they was in a tourney. I got to see the tourney games. Obviously, that was all over the place. But Fox Sports?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I actually went up to Buffalo with one of my buddies, Ray, to see that Wisconsin game, man. It was just devastating, that loss. It really was. Oh, my goodness. I mean, but just that entire season with Dante, with Josh, with Jalen, and Josh obviously being the leader of that team. That was his senior year. Dante and Jalen both being so much younger, but just the chemistry they had was unbelievable. So I am really looking forward to watch them play this upcoming NBA season. I don't know if I've been this excited for an NBA season in my entire life, to be perfectly honest with you, Ray. And I actually wanted to reference your tweet when you were like, "Are you all still Sixers fans or what?"
For real, that's a good question, because like I gotta watch the Knicks now. Like I didn't really have any reason to watch the Knicks before Jalen got there. Josh Hart got there. And I was a big Knicks fan growing up. Like me and my pops, we would watch the Knicks games all the time, especially in the playoffs against the Bulls. Jordan would break our heart every single year. But yeah, I got a reason to watch the Knicks now. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I mean, you got guys that play together in college, 3 guys on the same team. That doesn't happen very often. It's going to be a big comfort level over there for them. I want to see how that affects the rest of the Knicks. Like, are they going to be on board with it, happy with it, or are they going to be jealous of these dudes? You know what I'm saying? This is the NBA. There's egos, and this stuff happens. So it's going to be interesting to see how this season goes. But I'm hoping for the best, and I'm looking for a lot of excitement.
Yeah, no, I hear you, A-Rat. You make a good point about, possibly some egos getting, in the way a little bit. But I just trust Jalen, Josh, and Dante. I really do, and I think that I know that they're very close with each other, especially Jalen and Dante, who really came in to the league together and played obviously for the 2 championship teams. But I just think that the character that those guys have, the way that they carry themselves, and the way that just like they deal with each other and also their other teammates, like they're all going to be, I think, on the same page, and I think it's going to definitely help them more so than anything. Then I could see it being a distraction, to a certain extent. But right now, we're in the middle of July, right? Early July, so we still have plenty of time for that kind of to smooth over. But just to harp on one thing, A-Ray, is just what an incredible storyline for Villanova to have, right? I mean, it's an unbelievable amount of attention on the program, on former players that did nothing but win while they were at school, and now have really turned into some serious, players, legit players in the NBA. More so Brunson than anybody, but Dante and Josh, they're no slouches either. Those guys are legit. I mean, Dante just got paid, $50 million. So it's no joke. But I'm just completely enthralled by the fact that everybody was talking about Villanova basketball for the past couple of weeks. The rumors were swirling about Dante. We talked about him joining the Knicks. And now that it happened, man, I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked when it happened. I was like, wow, it really happened?
It really happened. We were all text each other. We're like, oh, wow, can you believe this? And shout out to our guy, Freddie Tadeo, putting us in the Sports Illustrated article, throwing our tweet in there. That's a beautiful thing. And I messaged him. We were going back and forth a little bit, and he said, hey, that's, family is family, my friend. So,
yes, sir. Frankie, shout out. Definitely appreciate you for that.
Yeah, Frankie's the man. It's great. And it's just so much fun to be a part of the Villanova basketball community, man. It truly is. So, and the fact that just no other school really has done this, A-Ray. I mean, he's talking the Dukes, the Kentuckys, the Kansases, the UCLAs, North Carolinas of the world. You would think that they would have this type of team in the NBA, but it never really happened. I mean, let alone the 3 guys that actually played together when they were in college, not just had the same alma mater, but were legitimately part of championship teams while they were at the school. It's impressive, man. Really.
Yeah, that's true. You brought up a good point too. Like, some teams might just have a bunch of Duke guys, but they haven't played together. This is all 3 of these guys played together and won together. Yep. So that's a real good point. I didn't even think about it like that either. It could be a first. I mean, I don't know about anything else, any other players or any other teams having a situation like this. You got three guys who won a national championship on the same team playing on the same team again in the NBA. Let's see if they could get close to that NBA championship. They're gonna need some help though. They're gonna need some bigs.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is very true. But that's a later problem in my eyes, right? I'm just happy. I'm just gonna soak this moment in, right?
Yeah,
and it's like kind of just love the national media attention that the program has been getting. So,
oh no, it's great. Villanova has been in the news nonstop
Mm-hmm.
since the season started. Like even with this off season, like it's just continuous. News after news, something pops up when you least expect it. Some good, some bad, but we've had a lot of good this off season. So I'm happy about that. The good outweighed the bad.
No doubt about that. And another few teammates that will be playing later on this summer at the FIBA World Cup is Brunson, Hart, and Mikal. So the three of those guys will be on Team USA representing the red, white, and blue in the World Cup. And that's going to be another great storyline to have three Villanova guys on that team representing the U.S. is like, just continue to rack it up. It's unbelievable, right? It's just so much fun.
So get ready for some news from USA basketball from those guys.
Exactly. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
It's going to be incredible to watch. Like, the last.
You know where they playing it?
They're in Hungary, I think.
Jesus.
Yeah,
I was there. I played there before.
Well, we're happy to play it, Ray. You're all over the place over there.
Exactly. And all over.
Yeah.
I like Eastern Europe, though. Eastern Europe is nice. Hungary, I've been to Hungary, Macedonia, Serbia, like all those places in Eastern Europe.
Yeah, it's like you were talking about last episode when we were talking about Mark Armstrong, which we're going to get into, is some of these Eastern European teams are just so freaking tough.
They lost to Slovenia, right?
Fundamental. The U.S. lost to. Who did they lose to? They lost to France.
It was France.
They played Slovenia. They only beat Slovenia by a few points. That was
they gave them a run for their money. That's what it was.
Yes, and that's what we were talking about.
I mean, Wemby's the number one pick this year. Like, nobody's beating France.
Oh, you know what?
France.
I think the U19 World Cup was in Hungary, but the actual FIBA Basketball World Cup is in the Philippines, Japan, and Indonesia.
Okay, I've never been there.
The three host nations.
I've never been over there.
Yeah, neither have I, man. But that's gonna be a great experience for those guys, and we're gonna be rooting for them hard.
It is. It is good. It's good for them. Get to rep USA. And like you said, all this Nova stuff in the news is great for us. Having them playing is great for us. Hopefully we could land another recruit. I know everybody wants that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, USA, Mikal, Hart, Bridges, like it's all love. Like Villanova is really doing their thing right now. And then don't forget Jay Wright doing his thing in the media too. So I'm telling you, I don't know what it is about Villanova, but they like the gift that keeps on giving, even after you graduate. Seriously.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's been a phenomenal experience for me since graduating. I know obviously COVID was a little bit of an obstacle for everybody, but literally my senior year is when COVID hit, so everything kind of went a little crazy, and who knows, that 2019-2020 Villanova team when I was a senior, they could have made some noise. Ray. I know we'll talk about that another time, but we were talking a little bit about that before the show. It's an interesting topic of conversation.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it too much because you kind of get a little upset about it. So, we definitely should save it for next time. When your face gets red all the time, we'll talk about it.
Wow. Okay. All right. Fine. Changing subjects. Back to Mark Armstrong and Jordan Dumont. I know Dumont is not representing the red, white, and blue. He's the Maple Leaf Canadian up there, but both these guys did really well. They shined in the FIBA U19 World Cup, especially Mark, who led the Team USA in scoring with 12.5 points a game. And how about this, Ray? 33 out of 34 from the free throw line. I mean, that's great. Villanova basketball right there.
That's a great percentage, and that definitely represents what we do at Nova at the free throw line. Like there's a saying in New York, you got to finish your breakfast at the free throw line. That's what we call it.
I love that. But dude, we've had some of the best free throw shooting teams in percentage-wise of all time. So it's like, come on, it's right up our alley right there. And he made the All-Star team. Like, he made like the all-starting 5 team for the U19 World Cup. Like, job well done. Hats off to Mark Armstrong. He did exactly what he needed to do, what we wanted him to do as a fan base. And man, Twitter was just popping all tournament long. Watch Mark do this. Holy cow, Mark did this again. He's the Euro step dunk, as you called it.
It's because nobody got to see him really this year. So, like, they're watching him now. It's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? But we all know what he can do. We all have seen the flashes. Just need to see him put it together. And speaking of Dumont, I was out at Under Armour Session 3 this weekend. Neptune and Nardi was there. And they're really excited about Dumont. He's the classic Villanova guy that we want as a recruit. 3-star guy, 4-star guy, very good size, can shoot the ball, can handle a little bit. And what we do at Villanova is we like to develop players. We have a really good developmental program. The way we practice, it's just so detailed. And I think he's really going to benefit from that. Like, our practices, we do everything. We break down everything from form shooting all the way down to rotations on defense. Everything in between, we cover it. So he's going to learn a lot. It's going to be great for him. And I know you guys seen on Twitter, I've been with Jordan a few times. He was in Tennessee. Tennessee is like an hour from me. So, like, we worked out and stuff. I talked to him, text message, and you guys seen that dunk that he did in the game. That's like a big thing for him, just trying to get him more aggressive, going to the basket. And he realizes that too. And I had mentioned it to him in a text message. And he just said, like, I need to be more aggressive for sure. Because he's 6'8", even, you don't have to be the most athletic person, but at 6'8", you're something. You can play above the rim. He got nice size. He's strong. So he needs to play a little bit more physical. And I think that's going to help at Villanova, especially with all the old guys there. Not old guys, but sorry, upperclassmen. You upperclassmen. So I think it's going to be great for Jordan to bang with those guys, older guys. They're going to teach him a lot, having those upperclassmen on the team this year. And Mark coming in, I'm just ready to see Mark do his thing. We've been waiting a long time. But see how this season plays out. See how the rotation goes, who he's going to be on the court with. It's going to be interesting. I don't know. I wonder if he backs up Justin. Does he play alongside with Justin? Is he going to play with any of the other upperclassmen? Who knows? Let's see where he fits in. Let's see where we can fit him in. But we definitely need him this year. I'm going to say it. We need Mark Armstrong this year. I'm not even going to act like we don't.
Okay. I hear you, man. And it's there's a lot of potential, a lot of room for aggressive expansion when it comes to these guys. And and Mark, I think, is already on his way to making that next step. We saw him be extremely aggressive, and in terms of, like, at some points it was like, you can't stop this guy. He's on a mission. And he's just gonna run. And he's so fast. He's so athletic. He can just sprint by you, blow by you, using his raw speed, but also using his athleticism. We've seen him pull out the Euro step a few times, and he can get up there, man. He's got some serious bunnies. So I am excited to see him back in a Villanova uniform. It was fun watching him on Team USA. Don't get me wrong, but I think he's gonna really have some special moments for us this upcoming season.
Yeah, for sure.
We've talked about Dumont before. He's kind of the lone guy we have right now in the class of 24. And you mentioned to me, you're like, hey, listen, a lot of these guys that we're really looking at are younger, right? They're not in necessarily the next upcoming class. We still have that kid Jalil Bethea from Warminster, PA. We're looking at Archbishop Wood guy. We'll keep our tabs on that as well. But I trust you when you say to me, OC, chill, man. You know, we've got one guy that's great. If we want to add another one, perfect. But we're okay where we're at right now. And honestly, you say that to me not once but twice. It helped me kind of chill not only myself up, but some other Villanova folks asking me about what's going on with that.
Yeah.
You know, really getting worried about the recruiting class. I'm like, it's, you know, right now we're okay.
Yeah. At least for like, going into next year, like we good.
Right.
We good.
Exactly.
Yeah. I get where you coming from with that.
Yeah, but you know, Dumont too. Yeah, he put on a show for Team Canada a few times.
Yeah.
He had 21 points, 9 boards. He drained 5 threes.
Yeah. When I tell you he can shoot it, he can really shoot it. So we got a guy 6'8" that can really shoot it. So that's something to look forward to.
Oh, it's beautiful. But no, all right. So we should be excited about Mark and Jordan's great performances in the U19 FIBA World Cup. Do we want to completely blow them out of proportion? No, that's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to give them their flowers, give them their credit where credit is due for what they did and what they proved to be. But hey, still a lot of work to do, Ray. Still a ton of work to do. Get back in the lab, keep grinding.
Oh, I already told Nardi and Neptune, make sure they stay on Jordan. But Jordan's a kid, he's the type of kid that loves to work. You don't have to like, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't have to like chase him around to go work out. Like you don't have to
pressure him in.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And then like he's gonna work out, like he's gonna be locked in, he's gonna focus, he's gonna work hard. And that's what I love about Jordan. And that's why I'm excited about his potential here with Villanova. Like I want to see him once he gets here and gets into this rhythm that we have at Villanova with weights, eating right, practice, individual skill work, school work, everything. Once he gets into everything, gets in a groove, I think he'll get a little bit more comfortable, and he's going to learn a lot from the upperclassmen. So I don't know if he redshirts this year. I think he will, and then he'll be ready for next year.
Yeah. Hey, Rain, we're the oldest team in America.
I'm not mad at that.
No, I think it's a great thing. Getting those 4 transfers with a lot of years and games under their belt. I think how could that not be a great thing for this team moving forward, especially just with the mix of younger guys we have in there as well. It's amazing.
Yeah, especially with going back to the recruiting class. You know, we got one player right now, which in Jordan, but it's great that we have so many upperclassmen. It kind of offsets that a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be good. I'm not nervous going into this year. You know, I'm not at all. After the season is over and, you know, we ain't got no news or anything like that, okay, yeah. I'll be worried. But for right now, I'm not going to worry about it because it's in the future. I have no control over it. Nobody knows what's going to happen. So I'm focusing on our class that we got now and how great we did in the portal. That's what I'm focusing on.
Okay, I hear you, because I was going to have some follow-up questions about not only how this team, like what the dream scenario is. We talked about in the past a little bit, A-Ray, before, about what would the expectations be, right? Like what would make you happy? And you were like, I think just making the tournament, I'm satisfied. In terms of what would keep me satisfied is getting the second weekend, getting the Sweet 16, picking up 2 NCAA tournament victories, and finding your way into a matchup. Well, you know, who knows what happens, but when you're in the Sweet 16, it's a legitimately successful season.
Yeah.
But my question is to you now is, say a dream scenario does happen. Say we do have a really very solid regular season. We finish toward the top of the Big East, right? We, win probably, say, including the Big East tournament, we win like 24, 25 games. Okay. Then we go on a Final Four run. Does that Final Four run then cement the fact for Villanova that, like, we're going to get so many more recruits, so many more people are going to want to play for us? Or is it kind of going to be like, we need to basically hit the reset button after this year, no matter what we do, because we have all these guys that are only here for one more year? That's my question.
I mean, you got to hit the reset button after this shit anyway. But a dream scenario with this team with a deep run in the NCAA tournament or like a Final Four appearance, that's going to help tremendously. And it's going to be a lot of kids. Like when you being recruited, and myself included, I can go back to like when I was being recruited, and you watch college basketball during the season, and you get to tourney time, and you're looking at, do you have any schools recruiting me? Like, do I have any of these schools that's recruiting me that's in the Sweet 16 right now, or that's in the Elite 8? Like that's a big thing. So I know from experience that these kids are watching the NCAA tournament. If they see Villanova in the Final Four, and Villanova has gave them an offer, they're going to really consider that because they just seen this team go there. And if the kid is serious about basketball and like loves it, you want to play in the Final Four one day. You want to go to Villanova and you want to play in the Big East. You want to play against the top competition in the country. So going back to what you said, that dream scenario, that happening, I think that would be unbelievable, and it'll help us out a lot. Like a guy like Cooper Flagg. If anybody don't know, like, we're recruiting Cooper Flagg. So a Final Four appearance, a nice NIL bag, like, that's how you maybe be able to pull a kid like that for a year. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. No, I completely agree. And I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but I think no doubt what an Elite Eight, a Final Four run means to these kids is legitimate.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think it carries as much weight now as it did, say, 5-10 years ago, when there was no NIL money involved, when there was no transfer portal involved? Like, is that gonna say, oh, these guys just went to the Final Four, I want to transfer and go play for them because maybe they can pay me NIL money? Or is it like, I'm just almost asking you what you think, because I unfortunately have a negative view on it in terms of it's almost like a diminished view of on-court success. So I don't know.
I think maybe like as a program like Villanova, you should have like both options. So like, if you real successful, okay, let me say it like this.
Okay.
If I'm thinking about going to Villanova, or in today's time with NIL and all this other stuff, I know Villanova's a good team, and I know they have money to pay me. So it's like they got the best of both worlds. So in order to be moving forward, in order to continue to be a team that everybody wants to go to and wants to play, we got to win, and we got to continue to keep doing good things with NIL. Like, you can't have, for what we trying to do for Villanova, we want to win national championships. We need to keep both of those options open, and we need to be good at both things. We need to win, and we need to be, which we are doing a good job of getting money. Because it's the reality. It's turning into freaking almost a professional sport, like professional basketball a little bit. So it's just what it is what it is. So that's how I feel about it. I don't feel like it's so diminishing like now with kids and programs and wanting to win and stuff like that. But you do have to be honest with yourself and know that money does talk.
Yeah. And
we've seen that with Hunter Dickinson.
Right. No, perfect example there. And to go off what you mentioned earlier about, the type of kids that we want to play for us are the type of kids that want to play in the Final Four, that want to play in the Big East. And and have those experiences and play the highest, the best brand of basketball you possibly can play, and play in the Big East and playing for Villanova, for a coaching staff and a program that has shown that we can take it to the next level, go to the Final Four, and not just be there, but win the whole damn thing.
Yeah,
is something that I think carries a lot of weight to the right guys. You know what I mean? So a lot of we can kind of throw this recruiting class, this current class of 2024 recruiting class aside. Right now, we got our guy in Dumont, and it seems like we really have an opportunity here to develop him into a prototype Villanova basketball player. 6'8", can shoot, really gives a crap about playing and working hard. So we have that. That's great. We're excited about him. Does he have some work to do? Yes, but we have a belief that he can do that. We get one more kid similar to him, like this Bethea kid from PA, phenomenal. But in terms of the future, we can't like try to be like, oh, what's going to happen next year? Is Coach Neptune going to be able to recruit next year? Is he going to be able to have like a transfer portal haul like this past year?
Yeah.
And the question is, it remains to be seen. But the thing is, one, we had serious NIL money, and you got to love to see that. I was honestly surprised the way that people kind of came out of the woodwork and like just dropping bags on the program. But hey, Ray, we were 500 last year. We were an NIT team. So these guys, they're not coming over. The transfer portal guys, at least, are not coming over to Villanova based on last season. They're coming over because this program has built itself up. The brand of basketball that Villanova is blue blood-esque. I know we talked about using that term, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And they're focused on this upcoming season. And I just want to my end goal, my end point here is that this season is unlike any other year in Villanova basketball ever. I think it is so important to really show that this thing is going to work, and it has worked before in the past for guys that don't come in for 1 year, but the trust that I think these guys have in the program, whether it be Coach Neptune, even Coach Wright, the assistants, Baker Dunleavy is the GM of Villanova basketball now. Like, how many other schools even have that? Like, this is such like, we're going all in. It's almost like the Rams a few years ago in the NFL when they're just pulled in OBJ. They signed Von Miller. They're going all in. They traded for Matthew Stafford. They're like, all right, we're putting all our eggs in one basket and we're going to go for it. And I think if Villanova does make a serious run this year, I think that's going to turn a lot of heads, and it's going to be like, okay, these guys, their culture is so good. Their development of players is so good. They can do it in such a shorter period of time and get all these kids to play together. How impressive would that be? And I think Coach Neptune, as a national figure, as a national coach, not just Big East, but will be looked at as a legitimate head of a program. And that's what it's going to come down to, Rays, is this season is massive for the future of this program.
OC, I love what you just said. You was dropping knowledge for real.
Let's go.
I agree with you. I mean, I don't know what else to say after that. But I definitely agree with you. And it do feel like we kind of putting eggs all in one basket. And I mean, I'm not mad at it. I think it's maybe something we need to do. Like, especially after the season we had, it's a lot of pressure to get back to that Nova status that everybody is familiar with. So I'll just say that too. I just say that there's definitely added pressure this year with that to be successful and win. But
no doubt,
I think that should motivate these guys a lot. Like you said, I believe like you, OC. I believe they can like have a dream run, but I'm just not gonna say it. I'm a realist, and like I like to just let things play out and see how it goes. But I do believe they can, they can be a good team and have a deep run. But I just can't jump out and say it right now. I gotta like see these guys play.
I hear you.
But I'm with you, OC.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily what I'm saying. I'll stick to my guns and say like a Sweet 16 berth is what I think this team is looking like, at least on paper right now. But yeah, we don't know what these guys look like. We haven't seen behind closed doors yet. You need to go get to a practice soon though, and see what's up. But like I was saying earlier, just I don't want to say putting all our eggs in one basket, but I want to say they're really going for it.
Going for it, yeah.
You know, I don't, because like all eggs in one basket, it kind of means like, it's the desperation move, and like there's no other option if like this falls apart. I would say it's extremely important because we're really going for it, and if it doesn't work, we're kind of falling flat on our face a little bit.
Yeah.
But not to the point where it's like, oh my God, what are we gonna do next? Mm-hmm. It's more of like okay, that didn't work, we need to try something else.
Basically. Yeah.
So I'm comparing it to the LA Rams of a few years ago when they won the Super Bowl. They went out and spent crazy money on free agents, similar to what we did in the transfer portal. It's kind of like, you know, if you want to use the analogy in NBA or MLB terms, like, are you a buyer or a seller at the trade deadline? Are you going to trade away draft picks to go get stars now? Or are you going to, you could use all these different analogies because it's funny. That's the way college basketball is right now. Like you mentioned before, it's like professional more than college than it was even just a few years ago. So
I wonder what NCAA is going to look like 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It's going to be unbelievable. They probably have trades. Like, you ain't even got to transfer no more. Just like, let's just trade this.
Oh, could you imagine?
Within the conference. that would be crazy. But I don't know. I'm just excited and I'm ready for the season to start, or at least preseason or something. Hoops Mania.
Yeah.
We don't have that for a long time.
Yeah, I know. Not till October, but
the season is the off season is so long.
So long. And Ray, I'm seeing all these other, I know we kind of basically already know what our non-conference schedule is going to look like, but I'm seeing all these other schools, like Creighton's just dropped like today, and they have all their dates and everything. And I'm just excited to like put them like on the calendar, be like, oh, like this is a game I want to go to. This is a game where maybe we could try to record live or, something like that. I just want to try to get excited for specific, dates and games. I know we're playing Maryland Friday night at the Pavilion. That'll be exciting. But just in terms of just getting it all laid out, right, getting organized for the non-conference is something that I'm hoping we get sooner rather than later.
I'm waiting for UConn. For real. I think the last 2 years, UConn got the best of us. Remember that damn shot dude hit, that floater? It was last year. Not last season, but like the season before.
Yeah.
We lost that game at the end. Oh, when I tell you, I was ready to throw my remote into the TV. I was so mad. I was so mad that he hit that shot and we lost. I was tight. And then UConn won the national championship this year, so I want to play them. Like, I'm ready for all the smoke.
Yeah, and they're gonna have a massive target on their back, and rightfully so. They earned it. But yes, dude, that game against we were both ranked. I think we were ranked in the top 10, so we were ranked number 8, and they were 21st. That was actually one of the best games of the entire year. I know we lost, but just in terms of quality of basketball, it was so intense, raucous environment, as always at the XL Center in Connecticut.
My nerves was bad the whole game.
Cool.
Like the lead changes, the up and downs, the foul trouble, the turnovers. Like I was a mess that game. I was a mess.
It was brutal. But then we answered the next game we played was against Providence. It was a top 10 matchup against Prov, and we beat them by 2. So at least we responded with a great win. But yeah, that was tough losing to them. And Marquette we lost twice.
Oh yeah,
as well.
We owe Marquette. Marquette
big time,
and we do. Yeah, Marquette has been coming in and embarrassing us at the pavilion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they've had our number.
Yeah, they do. We need to get back at that. That's another game I'm looking forward to. OC, thank you for that.
Yeah, no, hey Ray. So this was actually right before the pandemic. I know you don't want me talking about my senior year season when I was watching the team play, but I went to Milwaukee with my dad and my brother, and surrounded at the Visor Forum where the Milwaukee Bucks play, surrounded by Marquette fans. But the thing about them is they're so nice, they're so friendly. So it was like hard for me to like really get in their face or anything or talk smack at all.
And we were that fans.
It's so friendly to me.
I'm sure I could rile them up.
Oh no doubt. But the locals there, those Midwesterners, man, they're so nice. And hey, Ray, they're eating Caesar salad popcorn. It was the most bizarre thing. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. And I have a couple stories to that night. This one Marquette fan, it had a chance to win a car if he hit like a full 94-foot like length putt.
Uh-huh.
And I kid you not, A-Ray, this guy was a fraction of an inch away from winning himself a car. It was ridiculous. Oh my God, just an experience. And I had fun that night, but we ran into a buzzsaw.
Yeah.
I mean, Marquette is really had our number the last few years, and we, like you said, owe them big time.
Yeah, Marquette was the first team I played against in my college career at the Garden. Whoa. With D-Wade, they had Dina. I think it was Steve Novak was on that team too, shooter. And it was our freshman year. And if people who don't know our story, freshman year, we was one of the biggest recruiting classes in the country. And we went to Villanova that year. And we were under investigation. So if y'all didn't know, we was under investigation because...
That's right, slept on.
Yeah. They was just like, okay, how all of a sudden Villanova... They're like, how...
Sun was up here.
Villanova has a top recruiting class. Like, all these guys want to come to school now here. So they literally investigated us. I remember being in my house in the Bronx, 6 a.m, a rep from the NCAA is like knocking on my door to interview me, ask me questions about did I receive anything from Nova? Did I take anything? Like I was gonna tell her if I did anyway, but I didn't. So none of us did. Yeah, we did everything. We did everything by the book. So I tell you this story because that all led up to the Marquette game at the Garden, like our first games. We wasn't playing because we were still under investigation. NCAA hadn't finished doing what they was doing. So we're sitting in the locker room, me, Randy, Jason, Curtis Sumter, we're just in there basically like riling up the guys, like, like, let's go. Let's get this W.
Let's go.
I swear, I kid you not, maybe like 10, 15 minutes before the game, I can't remember who came in the locker room and was like, y'all can play. It was like, y'all can play, y'all can play. We was like, yeah, we were so hyped, put our unis on, got on the layup line, and that was my first game ever. Like I went through all of that, and on top of that, we played against freaking Dwayne Wade, who's one of NBA Hall of Famer, and he killed us that game too. But it was a great experience, just being able to play at the Garden. My family was there. It was the first college game I didn't even expect to play, but then having the opportunity to play, it was amazing. So I got a few memories with Marquette, good ones and bad ones.
No, I'm sure. I actually, my first Villanova game that I went to go see on campus was your junior year. And I went and watched you guys beat Marquette at the Pavilion. And it was, I'll never forget just how fun it was, because I had never been to a college game before and I was still so young. And that's like, it was like a core memory, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like you and Mike Nardi hit like back-to-back threes. And I remember the place just went absolutely wild, and it was just so much fun. I just like on a loop in my head, as a little kid, man. So that was great.
The good old days.
Yeah. Hey, exactly. And it's been a ton of fun tonight, Ray? I'm excited to kind of pick your brain for some more memories of not just with Marquette, but just in your playing career as a whole. And hey, how about you show off that jersey you got repping right now?
My high school.
Yes, sir.
St. Raymond's, number 14.
There it is, my friend. And I'm repping me and Nick at Knight's alma mater as well. Chatham Cougars, baby. Roll Cougs.
We didn't plan this. It wasn't planned.
No, it wasn't. It actually was
I just threw this on.
It was not high school memory night.
No, not at all.
Not for Raynin Threes. But hey, Ray, no, always a pleasure, my friend. Really looking forward to doing this again. This was great chopping it up with you as always. Shout out to our guy, Nick Bagow, on the other side of the glass. Man, well done, fellas.
Yeah, good job today, guys. Good show. We got to get, like you said earlier, you had mentioned it. I just wanted to bring it up about Steve. He's a listener of our show. He said he likes the pod, so he's listening. So we would like a formal apology to the whole nation. Yes. And you said you was a fan, and you said you're a bigger fan than me, so we need that from the biggest Villanova fan there is for spreading that nonsense.
Yeah, man. Jeez. We'll have to catch up at Wells Fargo too, man.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. Oh my goodness. All right, hey. With Alan Ray, I'm Mike O'Connell. You've been listening to Raynin Threes. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Peace out.